Hi everyone! So I know it's been a while, and I want to preface this by saying that I have been asked about my more popular videos, and right now I have them private. If you are aware of these videos, I'm sure you can understand why, but they will be made public eventually, and I will have an update in regards to all that very soon as well, because it's been over a year now, so I want to give you guys updates. Stay tuned. Anyway, this video is going to be about smell and the inability to smell, which is something I have dealt with my the last 14 years, give or take, from a head injury, and the head injury actually had nothing to do with my nose. It was the temporal bone on both sides of my head. That's a whole thing, but I woke up from the concussion and was incapable of smelling. Well, at first I couldn't taste either, but that came back almost immediately. Then I couldn't smell, and I continued to not be able to smell. And I didn't realize it at first, I guess, because I guess you're not smelling things all the time. But there was like a certain point where I was like, nothing's tasting as good. Everything was just weird. And then I realized that I couldn't. And, at the time I did research online, and it said, after concussion, this thing would probably come back, but it's been a long time and it hasn't. Um, Sorry, I had to look up actually what it's called because I always forget. Anosmia is the lack of ability to smell. And so I am always asked, like, well, then can you not taste? And the answer is I can taste. And actually, when I first lost my sense of smell, as I kind of mentioned, my taste or things just didn't taste as good. Like, it was weird. I just remember like nothing was very enjoyable to eat, I guess, because I was used to relying on my smell when I ate, I guess. But my taste really evolved, and I feel like, because I know this is going to sound weird, but I honestly feel like because I can't smell, I can taste better to like compensate because I don't know, my taste now, like I really feel like I can taste almost everything, but there are certain foods that are just not going to be as strong for me, like very garlicky foods. Like I need a lot, I probably need more garlic. Um, because I can't smell it, so in order to taste it, more is needed, if that makes sense. But I remember when I first lost my sense of smell, one of the things that didn't taste as good was like peanut butter, but to me, now peanut butter tastes great all the time, so I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing where your taste evolves with it. At least that's been my experience. Now, this could be totally like irrelevant to someone who's like was born without their sense of smell, and then I'm sure their experience would be very different than mine, but for someone that's lost it, perhaps there's similarities. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever talked to anybody else who's lost their sense of smell in their life, or at least that have told me that or had a discussion about it. So, yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to talk about, I guess. A lot of times people, like, their reaction is like, oh, well, you're lucky, like, you can't smell trash. And it's like, yeah, but then I, like, can't smell anything else. And so, yeah, it's definitely something I want to get back. And now, in my case, I believe that I can get my sense of smell back because, well, there's no injury to my nose. And so occasionally I do smell things, which is like kind of weird. So like let's say, and it'll go through phases. I'm not sure if it's a hormonal thing, but over the past like maybe 4 or 5 years, I've noticed that occasionally, like when I'm taking a shower, and again, not all the time, and it's like totally random when it happens. It usually totally catches me off guard. Like let's say I'm taking a shower and the steam, makes everything smell stronger. So maybe I would smell my shampoo. But again, like I have no idea when that's going to happen. It's like very random. And sometimes like very rarely, occasionally I'll be eating something and I'll smell it. And actually, because I'm so used to not smelling it, it completely throws me off. And I'm like, it's like, oh, it's too much of an experience. It's like overwhelming to be able to smell things when that does happen. But so what I want to talk about now is that I'm going to stop saying I can't smell, because I do think that I can get this back. And I mean, call me crazy, but I am working with an acupuncturist on it. And she says she's helped some people restore their sense of smell. And this is something I really want. Because there's so many things I haven't been able to smell in my life just because I lost my smell at such a young age. So, since working with her, it's been a few months the way she sees it is that the body is an entire system, and once you start healing, everything starts to heal. Like, I have issues with my ears, my vision could be better, it's all sorts of things. But, essentially, so, like, in addressing all issues, we fix all issues, I guess, if that makes sense. So, yeah, and since working with her, I have noticed that I am more consistently getting those, being able to smell days, or like those moments where I'm able to smell, and it's happening more frequently to a point where like I feel like it's gonna just become normal that that happens all the time, hoping. But yeah, in addition to the acupuncture that we're doing, I've been told to like do a few things, like to rub here to kind of like wake up the sense. Because the way she sees it is that it's something that I'm able to do. It just kind of needs to be woken up. So we're like working to wake it up, if that makes sense. And another thing I was told to do was to smell like essential oils and stuff, because some certain smells like mint scents or those type of things I could pick up before, and I'm not even sure if it's your smell that picks it up, but it's something about the sensation of mint, like you know that it's mint. But she said like work with different oils and see what you can pick up on, and so I've been doing that. And some days there's this one oil that she gave me, and it's like I've smelled it a few times, but it's like, generally speaking, it's not a smell I could pick up. Like, if I can smell it, I know that I'm, like, able to smell in that moment, but generally speaking, it's kind of hard to smell. It's like cinnamon, or it's like cinnamon something, I don't know, and I can't generally pick it up. But, again, gonna stop saying that because I can, and I'm going to be able to smell. Anyway, I know this video was, like, kind of random, but, like, getting my sense of smell back, this is also kind of an emotional process for me, and it's something I wanted to talk about because the other day I smelled something, and it was, like, something I'd worn, and it smelled like me, and it was weird because I recognized the smell, which was so bizarre, and I knew that it was, like, what I smelled like, but then generally speaking, it's not something, I don't know that I've smelled that in the 14 years since this has happened. So this is like kind of a weird thing. If anybody has any experience on this matter, like just on not having a sense of smell, losing a sense of smell, getting back a sense of smell, anything of the sorts, I'm super interested because, as I mentioned earlier, I've never talked to anybody in this situation. And yeah, just like kind of a weird thing. Anyway, I hope you like this totally random video. And as I said earlier in regards to my old videos, they will be back and an update will be coming, hopefully within the next few months. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Bye!